8 weeks ago, I ordered this package, and lo and behold, it has finally arrived today. Yes, you know what that means. We have a Lego Bricks and Pieces order to open up. So after, almost 2 months of waiting, I'm quite excited to receive this. Because I've been doing so many Bricklink videos recently, it is inevitable that we will be making some comparisons between the two services. Bricks and Pieces is ridiculously slow. They take about 6 weeks or more to package your order, and it takes a week or more to ship. Now, recently, there was some news that this process may be made faster with the headquarters being set up in the US, with some of the more popular bricks from the service being distributed from there, which would be really cool to see. So we might see these orders speed up in the future. However, in the meantime, they are very slow. Like I said, this took 8 weeks to arrive here. I ordered this thing 8 weeks ago. The other thing you're gonna notice very quickly here is that everybody is just chilling in the same bag. These are all brand new parts, just kind of lumped together. And that's fine. Oh wait, I got 2 bags. I better calm down here. But that packaging experience from Bricklink is certainly something that is worth a bit of money, and I do appreciate that. Thank goodness they have packaged these individually. This is very generous of them. So this is for Audrey again. She is working on something that requires a great number of these 1x1s in pearl gold. And we have another individual package too, wow. Okay, so they've just been putting the small bulk pieces in individual bags. That's actually really, really nice. Oh boy, oh boy. All right, so we've got it mostly sorted, and you'll probably have noticed that there was a bunch of these on top, and this, of course, is the 3x4 minifigure stand that appears in black. So purchasing these from Bricklink is really not a viable option just because they are expensive for the everyday user to get. They only come in the minifigure package, which now costs about $5 a piece, which is almost 50 cents per part in that bag, sometimes even worse. And so Bricks and Pieces just seemed like the best place to buy these. They were under 30 cents. They were still expensive, but certainly better than anything, in bulk at least, that was on Bricklink. These are used to create my Harry Potter minifigure stands. As you can see, there are a ton of them there. And so as I make a few more of those, this is a necessity. And that means a video showing how to make those is likely on the way. This pile of orange I'm not going to go to in detail. This is for mini sunshine wagons to finish those off to bring to conventions. Of course, we need to highlight the sheep. So I've been battling every Lego fan out there to get my hands on these, and I finally have some Lego sheep. Of course, these are almost constantly sold out of Bricks and Pieces, though I like to think, in 2022, maybe the hype has died down a little bit. You can actually buy some of these. These are fantastic. I don't think they'll become the new GOAT. I imagine we'll be seeing these in some of the city farm sets coming out this summer. Very, very wonderful piece. Along with that is the snake that came with the Safari city sets this past summer. It's the same mold used by Nagini in the Harry Potter CMF, but we have a different print on it. It's a great looking snake, relatively cheap compared to like the $8 elephants, which I thought about but did not purchase. I'm not sure I've ever had a Bricks and Pieces order without masonry bricks. And here we are yet again with tan, dark orange, and white masonry bricks. Now I have these two in all sorts of things, but the white masonry bricks are new to that Queer Eye set that came out last year. Great piece. I think this is going to be very, very useful. These are pieces that I'm always using. One of my favorite pieces. The too long pneumatic bar was something that I highlighted in my top pieces of 2021, and I didn't actually have any, so this was my method of getting them. These are going to be incredibly useful for small details, and while I don't have a lot, at least it gives me something to experiment with, so I'm really excited about these. And now you can see close up that it is actually hollow on the inside, which allows air to pass through. For pneumatics, will I ever use it for pneumatics? Of course not. I'm going to be clipping things onto these like crazy. Speaking of clips, I've got this singular clip in this 1x3 tile. These definitely stand out a little bit, but these are for my Minecraft cat, which is technically inaccurate at the moment, but now it's fixed. It's perfect. I've also picked up these 1x1 round plates in the color, which is new. as of 2021. I like collecting these in all colors. That's why I've gotten such a low amount of them, just so I have a few extra. It's not a piece that I see myself using terribly often, but definitely cool to have from a collector standpoint. In fact, there's all sorts of 1x1s within this order, including these 1x1 plates in flesh color. Flesh-colored bricks are becoming more popular, as we saw with the most recent modular building as well. They are showing up in all sorts of varieties of just regular bricks. It's kind of a weird oddity to have. I'm not really sure what to do with this color yet. It is hard to separate it from being, minifigure flesh color. As shown in the new modular hotel, this color can be used very effectively. So we'll start building up that collection slowly and see what we can do with it. Of course, I had to get a number of cheese slopes in flesh as well, so that's what these are. So many 1x1s. So these are interesting, new pieces of 2021 as well. They've got a bar clip attachment on each side. It's just a good, satisfying shape that I can see being used in a lot of architectural details, the top of a pillar, perhaps. I was starting to rebuild Alpha Team sets at the time when I was making this order, so I've got a lot of sand blue. So 1x1 sand blue tiles right down here. Actually, we've got 1x2 plates up here. We've got 1x2 tiles, 1x1 bricks, 1x2 bricks, and 2x4 plates as well. Some oddities off here to the side. So this is a trans light blue chain. I mean, you can make some real small, like microscale waterfalls with this. This could be really cool to get some really interesting effects with it, just because it's so flexible and in such a unique color. Speaking of unique colors, we've got the lightsaber blade in just regular trans clear. You can probably tell it's not as clear as you might expect. It's got a certain milkiness. I mean, compare the clarity of the trans clear to like the trans light blue, for example. You can tell that there's more orange coming through these than from these, which I think is interesting. It's not exactly what I would expect. They've been experimenting with different plastics for their transparent pieces. I'm guessing that has something to do with this. So yeah, it's not as impressive as I would have liked. Yeah, just interesting to point that out. I got a number of these relatively new arch pieces in both white, which I've been using a lot of, but also in dark bluish gray for the first time. I really, really like these pieces for architectural stuff. So I got these as well, also a new piece for 2021. These will be great for roofs for sure, but I picked this one up with the intention of using it for some tree roots. When placing this order, the primary tool that I used actually was New Elementary to find old pieces and new colors and new molds for the year. And one piece in particular that had a lot of new colors was this, one of my favorite bricks. It's a 1x2 modified plate. I'm not sure of the exact name, but I really, really like what this can be used for. That extension on it is about half a stud, which proves to be incredibly useful for a lot of very precise measurements within Lego. But also, one of my favorite uses for these is on bookshelves. They make great books. You can see that demonstrated a lot within the bookshop from last year and Diagon Alley as well. So these are brand new colors they'll be really fun to use for books. And of course, plants in some form are always a necessity when filling out an order like this. So these guys remind me of little wheat stalks. Very, very cool. It's a flower stem, so you can attach flowers on each of those three ends. These will look great as dried crops or whatever they might be. So I got a few of those. Would have liked to have got more, but they are expensive given their size. I've saved the most illegal pieces for last. And geez, I'm still not sure how I feel about these. These were introduced with a very illegal theme itself, which is, of course, video. 1x5 plates. It's an addition to the classic lineup of Lego pieces, and that just feels kind of wrong to me. As useful as a piece like this might be, we've lived without it for so long. I don't feel this was necessary, and I don't think I like its existence, which is just my opinion and pretty much worthless. I purchased these just in case the piece doesn't survive, but from what I can tell, it is being included in a number of sets being released this year, so it is probably here to stay. Regardless, here it is. I'd love to hear what you think about this piece. Personally, it doesn't feel right to me. It is trying to add something to something that shouldn't be added to. Interesting nonetheless. They look so foreign to me. Where objectively, like, a piece like this stock is far less Lego-like in its appearance, these are what stand out to me as very un-Lego. Please leave a comment on what you think about these. I'm gonna bury these away in some deep, dark place. That's the order. It was fun to learn that if you order small pieces in a substantial quantity, Lego will actually bag them separately for you. That was a really nice surprise. If you want to order from Bricks and Pieces, you need to be aware that at least for the time being, these parts will take probably just under 2 months to get to you. But some of these pieces are much cheaper than you would be able to find on Bricklink. A great example of that is a piece like the Minifigure Stand, which is only included in very expensive sets, like minifigures, and doesn't make it viable to resell this on Bricklink. However, you can get it from Lego for a much cheaper price. However, these are only parts that are currently available in production. That's the biggest downside of Bricks and Pieces, of course, and the best part of Bricklink is that you can get stuff that's out of production. You also can't get like Star Wars minifigures on Bricks and Pieces. That would be epic. I could buy all my Harry Potter figures for like $3 a piece on Bricks and Pieces. I'd never have a problem with it, but that's just not how it works. They want you to buy the kit still. For new parts that would otherwise be very difficult to get, for instance, they only come in one set, you really don't want like a Mickey Mouse farm set, Bricks and Pieces is a great way to get parts like that at a reasonable price. And they're all new, they're perfect, out of the factory, no one has touched them except the people who put them in the bag. And there's something to be said for that. Yes, there is value to both platforms and I appreciate both of their existence. That is my Bricks and Pieces experience. Definitely let me know if you think this brick is grossly illegal like I do. That's all for this time. I will see you very, very soon with more Lego content.